Hey everyone, welcome to Beauty by Nicole Elise. Today I wanted to show you guys a tutorial using my new palette by Juvia's Place, the Nubian 2 palette. It is awesome, you guys. It retails for $28. You get a slew of different colors inside. I'll show you. I've been playing with it so it's already getting dirty, but I just love it so much. Pigmentation, the creamy texture, everything. It's so on point, you guys. But this is the look that I did today. I wanted you guys to get ready with me. So if you want to see how I achieved this look, then please keep on watching. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prep my skin using the Badescu facial spray. This is the new one, the cucumber, aloe, and green tea. I'm a huge fan of the rose water, and so far using this, I absolutely love it. It feels, I think, a little more cooling on the skin, and maybe better, I guess, if you're more on the oily side, but you still need that hydration and that moisture. So I always start off with this before I put my skincare on. And for serum, I always go in with some type of a serum before I put my moisturizer. Today I'm going to use the L'Oreal Revitalift Concentrated Serum. I really like this. I usually use Nip and Fab's Dragon's Blood, but today I'm going to change it up. So I like to start off with my serum. Then I put my moisturizer on. I was always told that your serum and concentrated products should go on first before you apply your moisturizer. So don't know if that's 100% true. I feel like everybody kind of does it differently, but this is what I like. And then for moisturizer today, I received these awesome samples from IT Cosmetics of their Confidence in a Cream. And it retails, I think, I want to say it's like $42 or $45, the full-size jar. It's a huge jar, but these are just some samples that I love. And I have the full-size jar too, so I know I won't run out. But I'm just going to take this and rub it together. And this stuff is just so, oh my God, that's amazing. It's so hydrating, but it's not, it doesn't feel greasy, you guys. It's just, I don't know. It's so hard to explain, but it's just so soothing as soon as it hits the skin. This stuff's great. And I'm also going to use the L'Oreal Revitalift eye treatment. And this one has the cooling spoon on it. I'm down to like almost the end of this, but it's so good. But I just kind of squeeze a very tiny amount on there. And this, I was told you could go all over with it, but I love it. It's just so soothing and cooling. So if you're like me and you have dark circles or you're just prone to like puffy eyes, this is supposed to kind of cool and calm the skin right on contact. So this stuff's awesome. So now you're seeing my skincare routine, you guys. You're literally like, I'm fresh out of the shower, getting ready with you guys. So just pat that in. And let's just give it a minute to kind of drink in. Okay guys, so I'm going to use this. It's so funny. I use Celestial Seasonings tea, right? And I bought the chamomile vanilla, and it came with this lip balm, and I have to say, like, it is so good. Like, it's just so soothing. It smells like amazing. It tastes good. It's vanilla, so I love this. But I always put a good lip balm on before I start my foundation. And I've already wet my beauty blenders and kind of gotten them like pre-dampened, so they've been sitting for a few minutes. Pardon me, they're due for a good cleaning, you guys, so don't judge me. But let me just get myself situated here. So but going back to Nikki tutorials, sticking with the L'Oreal that we're using today for my skincare, I love the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation, but I always found that I needed a little bit more coverage and a little bit more long wear. And then they went, you know, they came out with the Infallible Total Cover, and I loved this foundation by itself. But the only thing is I found I needed a little more hydration, and I like to glow. So the mixture of the two together is beautiful. And right around the time when I started mixing them, Nikki Tutorials, it must be a Nikki thing, had tried it on camera, and I was like, you see, Nikki's think alike. So she looks flawless when she mixes them. I love the coverage when I mix them. You guys gotta try it. It's so good. But I'm gonna use 303 Nude Beige. And this is a little bit deeper. This one, I think it's Natural Beige. So the two together kind of work because this one's a little light for me, this one's a little dark, but together they make a great color. So I'm gonna mix them on the back of my hand. And I'm just gonna kind of place this all over. And I'm gonna apply it with an angled brush first. This is the 115 from IT Cosmetics, and it's an angled flat brush. And I just kind of like to pull my foundation downward on my face, and then at the end I go in with my beauty blender and just kind of buff it to make sure that there's no harsh lines. Bring this on my ears too because I flush and I like my ears to look the same color. Alright, so we've got that on. Now we're going to go in with our beauty blender. Again, make sure it's nice and damp, and we're going to start blending it out. Okay guys, so now that the foundation is on and it's blended out, I always like to set it with a loose powder. So I'm going to use the L'Oreal Hydra Perfecte, and it looks like this. And I'm going to use the color Light, which is a little bit lighter than the foundations that I was working with. And I'm going to use a Real Technique sponge and just kind of press it into the powder. And you might see some fallout on my shirt. It's very normal, but what I like about this powder is that it's light enough so that when you have any kind of like fallout, you can dust it off of your clothing without it staining and like ruining your shirt for the day. But I love to set my foundation, even though the Total Coverage is a really good long wear foundation, and the Pro Glow as well. I just like knowing I have that backup of a good loose powder to set everything. Okay, so now that the powder is on and it's set, we're going to start our eyeshadows. Today I'm using Urban Decay's, what's this one? The Eyeshadow Primer Potion for anti-aging. Sometimes my eyelids get oily, sometimes they're dry. It's just the way of life. So I'm going to take a little bit of this and just take a small amount on my finger, rub it together, emulsify the product, and start applying it all over my eyelid to my brow bone. Okay, so once you have your primer all set, I like to use a primer eyeshadow color. So for that, I'm going to use my IT Cosmetics, my Sculpted face palette. And I know this is a face palette, but it has a beautiful matte white for highlighting. And I just like to take that on a shader brush. This is a BH Cosmetics brush. And I'm just going to place this all over my lid into my brow bone to prime my eyelid further and allow for the other colors to just come up real nicely. Alright guys, so now the moment of truth. We're going to start working with our Nubian 2 palette. So what I'm going to do is use another, like a good, what's the word? Transition color. There you go. And this is the color Morocco. So this is a really pretty kind of orangey brown. It's a really warm tone, and I'm going to use an IT Cosmetics eyeshadow brush, like an all over fluffy brush. And I'm just going to start it with this, but then blend it out with a fluffier brush. And we're going to work this solely in our crease. So we're going to kind of find where the eyelid kind of droops here and just start placing the transition shadow right in there, right in the crease. I like to tilt my head back a little so I can kind of see where my lid is. It's okay if you get a little bit on the lid area because this is going to blend out very smoothly. And just kind of circle it back and forth, windshield wiper strokes. And slowly kind of pull the color upward towards the brow bone. Okay, so now using a more dense brush, this one is from It Cosmetics. It's still a fluffy crease brush, but it's just a little more tightly packed. We're going to go in with this cooler tone Madagascar, and it's almost like a real pretty cool olive brown. And we're going to take a little bit of that shadow on this brush and just kind of work it into the back of your hand so that you don't use too much product, but you can kind of keep referring to the back of your hand. And then we're going to put this right into the crease as well. And just keep it real nice and tightly placed in the crease. So instead of really kind of fanning it out like we did with the orange tone, we're keeping this kind of more solely in the crease. And then you're also going to kind of loop it around. So it's like back and forth and then around the corner of the eye. This is going to Okay, so now using a brush from BH Cosmetics, this is from the Polka Dot or the Pinka Dot collection. I'm going to take the colors Jezebel, which is more of like a plummy brown, probably a little more of it plum, but then we're going to take this cooler tone Kenya, which is like a richer, more cocoa brown, but just in the cool family. And I'm going to mix the two together. And then again on the back of my hand, that's why my hands always look so crazy. But I'm going to focus this color just on the outside corner here. So we're kind of making like a V shaping or a C shaping, however you want to go about it. But we're just going to go back and forth. And then I like to kind of circle a little bit up in the corner too to blend it into all the other colors that we have in our crease. Okay, so now using a flat brush, this is basically just a flat eyeshadow. You could use a concealer brush, anything that's nice and flat. We're going to take our Badescu spray or any kind of spray. You can even use water. And I'm going to dip it into this color Narabi. And I'm going to focus this soft, pretty gold right in the front of the eye. And we're just going to start packing this color in, just patting it real gentle. Focusing it mostly about the front portion of the eye to about 3/4 of the way. And you're just going to kind of cut the lid using the shadow. Just get the outline of how, you know, if you don't have a lot of lid space, you can create your own kind of lid space here, or just follow the natural shape if you have a lot of lid space like I do. Okay, so now that that's on, using the color Nefertiti, we're just going to apply this in the center of the lid and also kind of right in between where we have this darker tone and where the lighter tone kind of mix. So it's kind of right in the center. And this is just a really good way of kind of creating the contrast between the light gold and then the darker tones. And lastly, we're going to go into the color Layla, which is a really pretty sparkly plum color. And we're just going to kind of cover right around the edge here of where we placed those other tones that were matte. Now we're going to put a little frost. And I like to press this back and forth so it makes it look real smoky but diffused, so it doesn't just look like one line, two line of colors. You need it to kind of really blend all together. So just place it real gentle back and forth and pat, pat, pat until you get. So before we do our concealer, I want to kind of line under the eye with some of the shadows that we used. I'm going to use Jezebel and Kenya, which are the two matte dark shadows. And I'm going to use a small Real Techniques brush. I think this may even be a lip brush, but it's just enough that you can kind of get in there and press the color underneath your lash line. Okay, so once you have that set, we're going to go in with our concealer, and I'm going to mix a little bit of MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. This is NC20, which is probably my actual skin color, maybe a little bit lighter, but I'm going to mix it with the NYX High Definition Studio Concealer in Fair. I just really like the vibrancy of the NYX, but I like a little bit more of the depth of the Pro Longwear. So I'm just mixing them on the back of my hand, and I'm making like almost like an ice cream cone here. And we're just going to blend these colors together here. And I like to do a little bit more extreme concealing. You guys know this already, because I don't mess around. Come down the sides of my nose, down into my marionette lines here. And then just take it real nice down the bridge of my nose. It's literally like war paint by the time I'm done with this, but it's all for the greater good of highlighting. So let's get that going, and then I usually take a fluffy concealer brush. This is the IT Cosmetics Fluffy Concealer Brush, and I'm just going to start kind of diffusing the lines a little bit. And then once I kind of blend this out a little with the brush, that's when I usually go in with my Beauty Blender and finish it off, because the Beauty Blender, I feel like it just, again, pushes the product really well into your skin, makes it really flawless. Okay, so once you have the concealer blended to the desired level, we're going to go in with our Real Technique sponge and Laura Mercier powder, translucent powder. I'm going to press this in, dust it off a little. Oh, hold on, guys. And again, you'll see it fall out probably on my shirt. This always makes a mess, but we're going to go in and just press this underneath, on top of the concealer, underneath our eye makeup, and we're going to start baking. And it also has the added benefit of brightening too. And then I suck in my cheeks and just start placing this right into the area that I want to sharpen for my contour. Alright, so while my concealer and my face cooks, I'm going to use my Sculpted face palette from IT Cosmetics and a contour brush from Real Techniques. Just going to go in and take a mixture of all 4 of the contour shades to give me some depth and some really good sharp contour lines, because we need to contour. And who doesn't want to be skinny by contour, right? So again, you can suck in your cheeks, find that contour line, start right about to the tip of the ear. And I like to focus the majority of my product right here. And then as it kind of dusts off the brush, I pull it closer to my lip line here. Again, you can dust off on your hand. But I like it to go down to my lip line. But I like it real light there because I want it to just look like a very slight shadow and have the majority of the contour closer up. And then we're going to go along our jawline as well. Then with the 2 lighter colors, I'm going to go into my temple and across my hairline. I like the lighter ones up top because I don't like it to look like I have all this crazy contour bronze here, but I just want to cast a light shadow since I do have a larger forehead as far as the contouring goes. Now I'm going to use a dual-sided eyeshadow brush, but I like it for my nose contour. It's got a fluffy side and a more dense side. And then I start with the fluffy and just use the light shadows. Try not to put too much product on because you don't want to look dirty, but then you're just going to kind of try to look straight ahead and look into a mirror and just ever so slightly brush this down the sides of your nose to reduce some of the width. You don't have to do this. I mean, really, contouring is just about creating illusions, but if you love your nose or you love your features, just skip this. Alright, so using this awesome fan brush from BH Cosmetics in my NYX Matte Bronzer, I'm just going in to warm up my neckline a little. And also I like to just kind of dust this on my cheekbones, anywhere the sun would normally hit. I know we already have our contour. The contour is a cooler shade, so it's going to add more depth. Bronzer is a warmer shade, so it's just going to blend it out and give you a more kind of goldeny, sun-kissed look. So this can go across the forehead, down the nose, the chin. I like to pull it down my neck just to make it look like I'm alive and well and all is good in the world. Okay, so now that I'm all powdered up, I'm going to break up this powder a little bit with my Badescu spray again because I'm obsessed. And then while that spray is kind of setting is when I go in with my highlighter, and I'm going to use Opal from Becca Cosmetics. So let's shake this up. Then using an e.l.f. brush, I'm just going to press this highlighter right on top of my cheekbone. Give me some nice glow right across my brow bone here. Right at like the arch, I like to do it. And then a little on the Cupid's bow. So yeah. But anyway, for blush today, I'm going to use Desert Rose from MAC. This is one of my favorites. And I'm also going to mix a little bit of Bye Bye blush from IT Cosmetics in Naturally Pretty. This is a little bit more peachy and the other one's more rosy. So I'm just going to blend the two again, the back of my hand. And just smile. Find my apple and just kind of press it into my apple to give it a more natural flush. Alright you guys, so I'm using my Tweezerman Rose Gold Hello eyelash curler. Nicole, like what is, oh my god, I have mom brain today. Anyway, this is the Rose Gold Tweezerman. I love this thing. And I'm just going to go in and really build up my lashes here. Ta-da. So yeah, but I'm going to do my brows and my eyeliner and mascara off camera. For today, I'm using Lash Sensational Luscious. I've never used this, but I'm excited to try it. It's by Maybeline. And for lips today, I'm still undecided, but I guess I'll come back in a few seconds and you'll find out. So yeah, let's go do the rest of our faces and we will meet at the end. Okay guys, so this is the finished look and I love the way that it turned out. So for the lips, I went in with Nude Truffle, from NYX Cosmetics. Their lip liners I absolutely love. And MAC Cosmetics Blankety lipstick, which is one of my favorites. I wanted to keep it kind of soft and natural on the lips, but still give it some definition and a little bit of like a sexy pouty look. And then for anyway, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. And again, Juvia's Place Nubian 2 palette. It is so awesome, you guys. You have to check out Juvia's Place. Get you a palette because it is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And I cannot wait. I'm probably, as I'm editing and uploading this now, I'm probably buying like 2 more palettes, not gonna lie, but they are great quality shadows. And yeah, so thank you again. I will link all of the information of the products that I used down below. And as always, give me a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Let me know what you guys think. Again, much love to all of my predecessors, my Nikki tutorials, Candy Johnson, Marlena. I love you guys so much. You've inspired me to do this and just break out of my shell and show you guys what I'm made of. So thank you so much. Again, I must have said it 10 times for watching, and let me know what you guys want to see next, and I'll see you soon.